Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
I see that Meech home concert got the streets talking. The biggest Meech home, the streets back, that's what I'm talking about. That's how real niggas come home and get it down. 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better. I will buy your masters.
50 Cent just straight up roasted Big Meech after reports dropped that Rick Ross hustled him out of a so-called $120 million deal. Ross was out here promising blockbuster movies and flashy projects, but delivered absolutely nothing. And now Meech is stuck looking broke while 50...
Yeah, so look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino, it's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it.
He is out there clowning his name in public. It's gotten so messy that fans are joking the only way this ends is with Meech and 50 stepping into a boxing ring to settle it once and for all. But let's rewind. This drama really started when Meech got out the streets and thought he was about to flip his legend status into a major comeback. That's when Rick Ross jumped in, waving around promises of a $120 million film deal, big budget projects, the works. There's even a clip where Ross boldly laid out those promises, loud and clear. Like he was about to change Meech's whole life. On paper, it looked like Meech was finally about to cash in, but what actually happened? Nothing. Ross never delivered a single thing. Instead, it's looking like he just used Meech's name to throw shade at 50 Cent, his longtime rival, and make himself look bigger in the process. Meanwhile, while Ross was out here dangling movie dreams for clout, it was really 50 who put up the actual money. He funded the BMF show, he paid for Lil Meech's acting classes, and he gave him the Hollywood platform.
Okay, you understand that?
Can I call someone, mom or somebody?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's on video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that?
Sure, yes, I understand.
Okay.
Formed to shine. Even Tony Yayo broke it all down, confirming that 50 was the one moving pieces behind the scenes. Now the word is Meech feels played, broke, and embarrassed, realizing Ross only linked with him just to jab at 50. Instead of leveling up, he's stuck looking like a pawn in somebody else's petty feud. The fake promises were only the warm-up because things got way crazier once Big Meech's own son got caught partying with Rick Ross. Just days after those leaked texts.
I feel bad for Lil Meech. I don't feel bad for no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the f I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too. What you asking for my sympathy for? You be alright. Oh, ass.
Dropped where Lil Meech was supposedly saying F Ross. He popped up in the club, chilling right next to Ross like nothing ever happened. Somebody explain that switch up. The video blew up instantly. The two of them shoulder to shoulder, whispering in each other's ears, throwing up smiles for the cameras while the whole spot glowed red like a scene out of a music video. Fans were stunned, asking how Lil Meech went.
February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
From calling Ross out to looking cozy with him in VIP. And you already know 50 Cent wasn't about to let that slide. He jumped online with one of his classic troll-style punchlines, joking that Ross told Lil Meech to hand over his dad's address so he could send him some wings from Wingstop. Imagine your family drama being turned into a fast food joke by 50 Cent.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor. Always with me.
Straight up savage. But that wings jab wasn't just a joke. It was 50 sending a message loud and clear. He was basically saying Ross isn't lifting Lil Meech up. He's just feeding him scraps while pretending to be a mentor. And just when people thought 50 might chill, he took it even further. Out of nowhere, 50 dropped a post.
I took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Since deleted, claiming he personally had to send Lil Meech to rehab. He said the kid was showing up to set high, even throwing up during a weapons test because he was too lit. Then they found whippets in his truck. 50 even admitted he didn't know what whippets were until then. Said he had to Google it himself. He painted the whole picture like he was the one stepping in as the responsible figure, trying to keep Lil Meech focused, while his own father was out here cheering on the same reckless behavior. Lil Meech even managed to get himself arrested at an airport, and that alone had people questioning everything. Once 50 Cent put that info out there, the talk shifted quick. Did 50 actually save Lil Meech's career from crashing before it even started? And if that's the case, why is Meech suddenly siding with Rick Ross now? That's when another voice jumped in and turned the drama up even higher. Michael Rainey Jr., better known as Tariq from Power. He went live and didn't bite his tongue at all. A fan asked him straight up if he felt bad for Lil Meech, and instead of dodging or playing polite, he snapped back in full savage mode. The clip exploded online, spreading everywhere. And of course, 50 Cent couldn't resist. He reposted it with a laugh, echoing Michael's exact words in his caption just to hammer the point home. That move made it crystal clear. 50 is riding with his Power family and doubling down on the whole Meech's weak narrative. The timing couldn't have been worse for Lil Meech, because now it looked like he was losing respect, not just from 50, but from everyone in that circle. But the truth is, this beef didn't start overnight. The tension had been bubbling since Big Meech's failed Welcome Back concert. When he first came home, fans were expecting a legendary night. Fireworks, an all-star lineup, the works. But instead of keeping 50 in the mix, the man who literally turned his life story into a TV empire, Big Meech leaned on Rick Ross to push the event. There's even a clip of them hyping it up, talking like it was about to be historic. But the show completely fell apart and never even happened. For 50, that was the breaking point. He snapped, accusing Meech of cutting secret deals with the feds and blasting him online. Suddenly, fans who once crowned Big Meech as a street legend were left questioning everything they thought they knew. Teaming up with Rick Ross only made the situation worse. To the public, it looked like Big Meech traded loyalty for clout. And 50 Cent wasted no time turning that perception into fact with his non-stop posts and jokes online. What should have been a legendary comeback concert ended up being the moment fans started falling off the Meech bandwagon. And that's when Meech finally decided to clap back. He posted an old picture of him and 50. But this time, he slapped a massive rat emoji right over 50's face. No guessing games there, he was flat out calling 50 a snitch. He didn't stop either. He doubled down by labeling 50 an internet gangster, basically accusing him of hiding behind his phone and trolling instead of facing people head on. Rick Ross jumped in too, adding fuel to the fire, mocking 50 for being so heated over their new alliance. Fans saw it as a tag team attack, Ross co-signing Meech just to poke the bear even harder. There's even a clip of Ross laughing and throwing shade at 50, clowning him for being mad that Meech was standing by his side. But here's the twist that had people scratching their heads. 50 was the one who had actually given Lil Meech real opportunities, funding his acting classes, putting him on the BMF show, while Ross had only really given him flashy photo ops and hype. Yet Meech seemed more willing to ride with Ross. That contradiction only fueled the next wild rumor. Meech might actually want to fight 50 for real. After the rat post and Ross's trolling, the internet exploded with talk of a potential boxing match between the two. Some fans said it would be hilarious to watch, while others thought it was sad. Meech reduced to chasing clout through celebrity boxing just to stay relevant. But what really pushed the buzz over the edge was Meech himself. When asked if he'd ever swing back, he hinted he'd lace up gloves if it came down to it. Even if he said it half as a joke, the internet ran wild. And once the blogs picked it up, the Meech versus 50-inch fight talk spread like wildfire. Just as the fight rumors were starting to catch fire, Wack 100 jumped in with a bombshell theory that flipped the whole conversation. According to Wack, this beef isn't just about loyalty or Rick Ross, it's about secrets. He claimed that Meech's own confidant, Tammy Cowan, once told 50 that Big Meech had actually worked with federal authorities in other street cases. In other words, Wack was hinting that Meech's loyalty to the streets might not have been as solid as people believed. And that's where 50's snitch narrative really came from. But Wack didn't stop there. He went further, saying Tammy might have had her own reasons for switching sides. Maybe because she felt abandoned when Meech got locked up, or because she was fed up with him trying to reclaim his life rights. Rights that had already been signed over to 50 for the BMF series deal. That put Meech in a tight corner because if Wack's story was even halfway true, it meant the person closest to him could have been feeding 50 ammo this whole time. Wack spelled it out bluntly, making it sound like Meech wasn't just fighting trolls online, he was fighting ghosts from his own circle. And whether Wack was exposing real facts or just stirring the pot, one thing was clear. It gave 50 even more fuel to drag Meech publicly. Fans ran with it, clowning even harder, and one of the biggest moments came when Big Meech popped out wearing Kanye West's iconic graduation jacket. On the surface, it looked like a flashy flex fit, but people instantly caught the symbolism. That's the exact same album that outsold 50 back in their infamous 2007 sales Showdown. Some fans laughed it off, saying it was just a coincidence, while others swore Meech rocked it on purpose, like he was leaning into 50's old L's just to twist the knife deeper. Either way, the move had the internet buzzing, making Meech look less like he was plotting a comeback and more like he was clowning himself with reminders of 50's past losses. What stood out the most in all of this was what didn't happen. Normally, 50 Cent is the first one to clown a bad outfit, roast a goofy pose, or drop a screenshot for laughs. But this time, total silence. And that silence had fans convinced he was holding back on purpose, like he's saving ammo for something way bigger. When 50 skips a roast, it usually means he's reloading for a kill shot. At this point, it's crystal clear this isn't just playful trolling anymore. 50 has locked in on Meech like it's personal, almost an obsession. Most beefs fade out after a few posts, but with Meech, every single move seems to get a counterattack. Some people say 50 feels betrayed. After all, he put Lil Meech on, gave him a platform, only to watch him run off and cozy up with Rick Ross. Others say it's not just betrayal, it's about power. Because 50 doesn't just want to win, he wants to crush anybody who dares cross him. And letting Meech slide? That would look weak. If this feud ever jumps off Instagram and into the boxing ring, it won't just be entertainment. It'll be the grand finale to a battle that's already spiraled way too far. One man is fighting to protect his legacy. The other is poking at it for laughs. And the way things are looking, this doesn't feel like just a rumor anymore. It feels like the next move is already locked and loaded. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. And I'll see you on the next one.